Aliens ridiculed human sports until they faced defeat themselves. The day Earth joined the Galactic Confederation was the proudest moment in human history. After centuries of wondering if we were alone in the universe, we finally had our answer. We weren't. It happened on a warm June morning. Giant ships appeared in the skies above major cities. Unlike in old movies, they came in peace. The aliens called themselves the Galactic Confederation, a group of 37 different species who had been watching Earth for decades. Ambassador June stood tall, despite feeling small. As Earth's chosen representative, he had the important job of showing aliens what humans were like. The meeting room on the main alien ship was huge, with strange lights and smells. Representatives from all 37 alien species sat in a circle, their bodies in all shapes and sizes. "Welcome, humans," said Chief Diplomat Talk, a tall blue creature with 6 limbs. "We are happy to add Earth to our family of worlds." June bowed respectfully. "Thank you for accepting us. We have much to learn, but also much to share." For 3 days, June and his team showed the aliens human art, music, science, and culture. The aliens seemed impressed by most things, nodding their various heads or making sounds of approval. Then came the presentation on sports. "These activities are central to human culture," June explained as he showed videos of soccer, basketball, and swimming competitions. "They teach teamwork, determination, and help us stay healthy." The room went silent. Then a sound like water bubbling filled the air. The aliens were laughing. "You compete by moving objects with your bodies?" asked Talk, his large eyes blinking. "Rapidly." "How very primitive." Another alien, a round purple being named Pick, spoke up. "On our world, we competed this way 10,000 years ago. Now we have evolved to mental competitions only." June felt his face grow hot. Sports are more than just physical activity. They require strategy, teamwork, and— Yes, interrupted Talk. "Very cute, like watching children play. But surely your species has more advanced ways to test abilities." The human team exchanged uncomfortable glances. Diplomat Son, usually quiet, stepped forward. "Perhaps a demonstration would help you understand," she suggested. "Seeing is different from explaining." The aliens looked at each other. Then Talk nodded. "If you wish, though I doubt it will change our view that physical competitions are for lesser developed species." That evening, the human team met in their quarters on the ship. "They think we're stupid," said Security Officer Gill, punching a pillow. "Did you see how they laughed?" "They don't understand," replied Sun. "Their bodies are different. Some have 6 arms, others barely move at all. They value mental abilities because that's their strength." June paced the room. "We need to show them what human sports really mean. Not just the physical part, but the heart, the spirit." "A competition," suggested tech specialist Min, who had been quiet until now. "We challenge them to learn one of our sports. Then they'll see it's not as simple as they think." June stopped pacing. "That's brilliant. But which sport?" They discussed options late into the night. It needed to be something that showed human strengths but wasn't impossible for aliens to try. Finally, they agreed on basketball. It was complex yet understandable, requiring both individual skill and teamwork. The next morning, June formally proposed the idea to the Confederation. "We challenge you to a basketball game. 1 month to prepare. This will help you understand our culture better," the aliens whispered among themselves. Finally, Talk spoke. "We accept your challenge, though it seems very simple. Our scientists will study this basketball and master it quickly." Pick added, "We will even let you choose our opponent. Which species would you like to face?" Without hesitation, June pointed to the tall, athletic aliens called the Vorn, known for their pride and 4 arms. "Them," he said. The Vorn representative stood up, all 7 feet of him. "We accept. And when we win, perhaps humans will realize they need to evolve beyond such basic activities." June smiled. "And if we win, perhaps you'll see there's more to humans than you thought." The stage was set. The aliens didn't know it yet, but they were about to learn an important lesson about underestimating humans. News spread quickly throughout the space station about the basketball challenge. The human delegation worked fast to set up a regulation court in one of the station's larger cargo bays. They painted lines, installed hoops, and brought in a proper ball from Earth. Meanwhile, the aliens were busy studying everything they could about the sport. Coach Day arrived from Earth 1 week after the challenge was accepted. He had been a basketball star 20 years ago and now trained Olympic teams. His weathered face showed concern when he first saw the Vorn team. "They're all nearly 7 feet tall," he told June. "And those forearms give them twice the reach of our players." "But they don't understand the game," June replied. "They think it's just about throwing a ball into a hoop." Coach Day nodded. "Let's keep it that way for now." The human team consisted of 5 players selected from Earth's best leagues. Captain Min was 6'3" and known for his leadership. Hyun was the fastest human alive. Jun could shoot from anywhere on the court. Tae was built like a wall and guarded the hoop fiercely. Young was the youngest at 22 but could read the game better than anyone. The Vorn approached basketball like a science project. Their training area was filled with computers and measuring devices. They calculated perfect shooting angles and practiced the exact same movements over and over. "Their form is perfect," worried Jun as the humans watched a Vorn practice. "And they never miss. But they play like robots," Coach Day pointed out. "They don't improvise." Chief Vorn, named Lack, approached the humans after noticing them watching. "Your primitive game has been fully analyzed by our computers. We will achieve 100% shooting accuracy in the match." Coach Day smiled politely. "Basketball is more than shooting." Yes, the dribbling and passing. We have calculated optimal patterns for those as well." Lack's forearms moved in perfect harmony as he demonstrated dribbling. "See? Perfect." As the Vorn walked away, Min whispered, "They really don't get it, do they?" 2 weeks before the game, the station became crowded as representatives from other alien species arrived to watch. Some came to laugh at the humans, others out of curiosity. The game had become the biggest event in the Confederation that year. Young Vorn named Ran often watched the human practices. Unlike his teammates, he seemed genuinely interested in understanding the sport. "Why do you change your plays?" he asked Coach Day one day. "Our team practices the same patterns repeatedly for perfection." "Because the other team adapts," replied the coach. "If you always do the same thing, your opponent will learn to stop it." Ran seemed confused. "But if the pattern is mathematically perfect, how can it be stopped?" Coach Day smiled. "You'll see." The stakes grew higher when Diplomat Talk announced that the match would influence Earth's standing in the Confederation. If humans won, Earth would receive better trade agreements and more technology sharing. If they lost, Earth would remain at the lowest tier of member planets. "No pressure," Hyun joked nervously. The night before the game, the human team couldn't sleep. They gathered in the ship's observation deck, looking at the stars. "They're stronger, taller, and have twice as many arms," said Tae. "How do we win?" Captain Min stood up. "They think basketball is just physics and math. They don't understand what makes humans special." "Which is what?" asked Young. "We adapt. We feel the game. We work together in ways they can't calculate." Min looked at each teammate. "Tomorrow we show the galaxy what humans can do." Coach Day joined them. "I watched their final practice. They've created 10 perfect plays that they'll run in sequence. They expect us to follow our usual patterns too." Jun smiled. "So we do the unexpected." "Exactly," said the coach. "We play like humans, creative, unpredictable, together." As they headed back to their quarters, Ran was waiting in the hallway. "I wish to understand something," the young Vorn said. "Why do you play this game when winning is not guaranteed?" Min thought for a moment. "Because not knowing the outcome makes victory sweeter." Ran tilted his head. "Interesting. Tomorrow will be educational." The humans slept restlessly that night, dreaming of tall blue aliens and orange basketballs. Tomorrow would determine not just who was better at a game, but humanity's place among the stars. The morning of game day was still 2 weeks away, but both teams prepared like soldiers for battle. Coach Day woke his team at 5 a.m. each day. The humans trained in a small gym they had set up in their quarters, away from curious alien eyes. Again, Coach Day said, clapping his hands as the team ran through a passing drill. Sweat poured down their faces, their breathing heavy. Faster this time. Remember, the Vorn have 4 arms, but they think in straight lines. Captain Min nodded, catching his breath. They expect us to pass directly to each other. So we don't, said Coach Day with a smile. We pass where our teammates will be, not where they are. The team practiced bounce passes that changed direction, behind-the-back passes, and no-look passes that seemed to defy logic. They worked on plays that looked like they were falling apart before suddenly coming together. Basketball isn't just about the ball, Coach Day reminded them. It's about space and time, creating space where there isn't any, using time to make the other team rush or wait. Young, the smartest player, studied videos of the Vorn practicing. They never fake a pass or shot, he reported. Everything they do is honest. Coach Day smiled. Then we'll be dishonest. Across the station, the Vorn team trained with machines and computers. They practiced shooting from exact spots on the floor, making the same movement every time. Chief Lack, their leader, watched as his team performed with perfect precision. The humans will be defeated by science, he told his team. Their emotional approach cannot match our logical perfection. Young Ran, still curious about the humans, asked, "But what if they do something unexpected?" Lack laughed. Like what? There are only so many ways to throw a ball. Our computers have calculated every possible trajectory. While his teammates nodded. In agreement, Ran wasn't convinced. He had been secretly watching human basketball games from Earth. There was something about their play that the computers missed. One evening, Ran approached the human practice gym. He heard music playing inside and laughter. Curious, he peeked through a window. The humans were playing what looked like a completely different game. They weren't running set plays, but moving in a flowing, changing pattern. Sometimes they made mistakes, but instead of stopping to correct them, they adapted and kept going. Most strange of all, they seemed to be enjoying themselves. Ran knocked on the door. The music stopped. Coach Day opened the door slightly. "Can I help you?" he asked, blocking the view inside. "I wish to understand," said Ran. "May I watch?" Coach Day hesitated, then nodded. "Come in, but no recording devices." Ran sat quietly in a corner as the humans resumed practice. They played a small game, 3 against 2. What amazed him was how often they seemed to know where their teammates would be without looking. After practice, Ran approached Captain Min. "How do you know where to pass the ball when you cannot see your teammate?" Min smiled. "I feel it. After playing together for years, you develop a connection." "Feel it?" Ran repeated, confused. "This is not mathematical." "No," agreed Min. "It's human." On his way back to the Vorn quarters, Ran met Chief Lack in the hallway. "Where have you been?" demanded Lack. "Learning about our opponents," Ran answered carefully. "And? Have you discovered their strategy?" Ran thought for a moment. "I believe their strategy is not having a fixed strategy." Lack laughed. "Nonsense. All competitions have optimal approaches. Our computers will find theirs." As game day grew closer, tension filled the space station. Alien diplomats placed bets on the outcome. Most favored the Vorn by a wide margin. The night before the game, Captain Min found Ran waiting outside their quarters. "Tomorrow we play," said Ran. "I still do not fully understand your approach." Min smiled. "That's the point. Basketball isn't just a physical game or a mental game. It's both together, plus something else." "What else?" asked Ran. "Heart," said Min, placing his hand on his chest. "The part that makes you keep trying when logic says you should give up." Ran nodded slowly. "I think I begin to understand why this matters to humans." As Ran walked away, Min called after him, "Good luck tomorrow." Ran turned. "Luck is not a factor in competitions." Min just smiled. "We'll see." The space station buzzed with excitement on game day. The basketball court, once a cargo bay, was now surrounded by thousands of aliens from across the galaxy. Blue. Lights flashed. Strange music played, and the air smelled like a mix of popcorn and something not quite from Earth. The human team walked out first. They looked small in their red uniforms, especially next to the giant screen showing their stats. Captain Min led them, his face serious but calm. Coach Day followed, carrying a tablet with last-minute plans. Then came the Vorn team, and the crowd roared. They were magnificent, 7 feet tall with blue skin that shimmered under the lights. Their forearms moved in perfect harmony as they waved to the crowd. Chief Lack walked in front, his face proud and certain. Diplomat Talk stood at center, court with the ball. This contest will show which approach is superior, human emotion or Vorn logic. The galaxy watches with interest. He tossed the ball up and the game began. The first quarter was brutal for the humans. The Vorn moved exactly as their computers had planned. They shot with perfect form, made every pass directly to its target, and used their extra arms to block. Human shots, their height let them dunk without jumping. "They're too good," gasped Hyun during a timeout. The scoreboard showed humans losing 24-6. Coach Day remained calm. "They're not good. They're predictable. Now we know their patterns." "But they're scoring every time," argued Tae. "Watch their feet," said Coach Day. "They always plant them the same way before shooting. Watch their eyes. They always look directly at who they'll pass to. They don't know how to hide their intentions." Captain Min nodded. "Time for Plan B." The second quarter started badly again. The Vorn scored twice more with the same perfect form. Then Captain Min gave a slight nod to his team. Suddenly, the humans stopped playing by normal rules. Instead of staying in position, they switched constantly. Instead of running set plays, they improvised. Tae, the biggest human, suddenly brought the ball up the court like a guard. Young, the smallest, set screens like a center. The Vorn became confused. Their computer models hadn't prepared them for this chaos. When they tried to pass, humans seemed to appear out of nowhere to steal the ball. When they shot, hands appeared, to block at unexpected angles. The humans scored 12 straight points. Chief Lack called a timeout, his 4 hands gesturing angrily. "Follow the program. Their random movements cannot beat our perfect system." But the humans continued to change their style. By halftime, they had closed the gap to 28-24. In the locker room, the human team was tired but excited. "They don't adapt," said Young. "They keep trying the same plays even when we stop them." Coach Day nodded. "They play basketball like it's a math problem with one right answer. We play it like it's a conversation with give and take." The third quarter was even better for the humans. They continued changing their approach, sometimes going fast, sometimes slow. They passed without looking, shot from unexpected positions, and defended as a single unit. Young Ran was the only Vorn who seemed to understand what was happening. "We must adapt," he told Chief Lack. "Their unpredictability is a strategy itself." "Nonsense," replied Lack. "Execute the program perfectly and we will win." By the end of the third quarter, the humans led 42-40. The alien crowd watched in shocked silence. This was not the easy victory for the Vorn they had expected. The fourth quarter began with the Vorn playing harder, using their size and strength more aggressively. They pushed ahead 46-44 with 5 minutes left. Then Captain Min gathered his team. Time for the secret play. The humans lined up in a formation the Vorn had never seen. As the ball moved around the perimeter, the humans seemed to be moving randomly. The Vorn couldn't figure out who would shoot. With the shot clock running down, Hyun suddenly passed to Jun in the corner, who immediately passed to Tai under the basket, who passed back out to Young, who hadn't been guarded. Young made a 3-pointer. The humans took the lead 47-46 with 4 minutes left. The game was coming down to the wire. With just under 4 minutes left and the humans leading 47-46, the energy in the space station was electric. Aliens of all species leaned forward in their seats. This wasn't the easy Vorn victory they had expected. Something special was happening. Chief Lack gathered his team. Run play pattern Alpha 7. It has a 98.2% success rate in simulations. His forearms demonstrated the passing sequence quickly. The Vorn executed the play perfectly, 4 quick passes leading to an open shot. But Captain Min seemed to know what was coming. He jumped from nowhere, tipping the ball just enough to make it miss. The humans pushed the ball up court quickly. Instead of running a set play, they spread out and let Young dribble alone at the top. The Vorn defenders stood perfectly positioned in their defensive formation. Young pretended to drive right, then suddenly passed left, to empty space. The Vorn players looked confused until June appeared exactly where the ball went, catching it and scoring easily. Humans 49, Vorn 46. "How did he know?" gasped an alien in the crowd. "The pass was to nobody." Diplomat Talk shook his head in wonder. "They are communicating in ways we cannot detect." The Vorn tried again, running another perfect play. This time they scored. 49-48. With 2 minutes left, the game slowed down. Each possession became crucial. The humans passed the ball carefully, looking for an opening. The shot clock was running down. 10 seconds, shouted Coach Day from the sideline. Captain Min had the ball but was heavily guarded by 2 Vorn players. He looked trapped. The Vorn defense had finally adjusted to human unpredictability. Then Min did something nobody expected. He bounced the ball hard between the legs of a defender. As the Vorn player looked down in confusion, Hyun raced from the other side, grabbed the ball, and scored. Most 48, humans leading with 1 minute left. Young Ran entered the game for the Vorn. Chief Lack gave him strict instructions. Follow pattern. Omega exactly. But when Ran got the ball, he hesitated. The human defense had shifted, making the planned pattern useless. Instead of forcing the programmed play, Ran improvised, faking a pass, then driving to the basket. He scored easily. Far 50. Coach Day called a timeout. "They're learning," he told his tired team. "Ran is playing like a human now." "One stop," said Captain Min. "That's all we need." With 30 seconds left, the humans tried to run down the clock. But Ran stole the ball from Tay and raced down court. The Vorn now led 52-51. 20 seconds remained. The human team brought the ball up slowly. The aliens in the crowd were standing now, making strange noises of excitement. Captain Min had the ball again. 3 Vorn players surrounded him, their blue arms waving. He couldn't move forward or shoot. Then Min smiled. Without looking, he threw the ball high over his shoulder. It looked like a terrible mistake, until Young appeared from nowhere, catching the ball and scoring as the clock hit 0. Humans 53, Vorn 52. The human section erupted in cheers. The rest of the arena sat in stunned silence. Then, slowly, the aliens began to applaud too. Chief Lack stormed onto the court. "This is not possible. Our system was perfect. They must have cheated." Diplomat Talk raised his hand for silence. "The humans won fairly, but I do not understand how. Their movements did not follow logical patterns." Young Ran stepped forward. "I understand now," he said. "Their game is not just about physics. It is about trust, about knowing your teammates so well you can feel what they will do." Captain Min offered his hand to Ran. "You played well. You started to understand the heart of basketball." "The heart?" asked Diplomat Talk. "I thought it was a game of shooting a ball." Coach Day shook his head. "It's about working together, adapting, finding solutions that aren't obvious. These are human strengths." Diplomat Talk looked thoughtful. "Perhaps we have judged human activities too quickly. There may be value in what we called primitive." In the days that followed, the human status in the Confederation rose dramatically. Earth received better trade deals and more advanced technology, just as promised. More surprisingly, basketball became popular throughout the galaxy. Aliens of all kinds wanted to learn this strange game that combined physical skill with unpredictability and teamwork. Young Ran became the first alien basketball coach. "The game teaches more than competition," he told his mixed team of humans and aliens. "It teaches us to connect in ways beyond words or logic." Captain Min visited Ran's practice. One day, "You understand the game better than most humans now." Ran passed him the ball. "I am still learning." but I think basketball might be one of the most important things humans have shared with the galaxy. Min smiled. Not bad for a primitive activity, right? Together they watched as aliens and humans played together, creating something new and beautiful that neither species could have created alone.